Hello, and welcome to a redo of Unexplained Possibilities Podcast. I'm your host, Melvin the Crimson Taurus, and I won't go into the giant spiel. You already know from reading the title and from what I just said. This is a redo from Monday's show where tech issues galore, but it looks like we have it fixed. And of course, you already know I am joined with the one and only Kayla. I am not going to pronounce your last name. That chick is back.
Hey guys.
So yeah, I'm over it, over everything. Darn it. And hello, Afro Samurai. Hello, doll. Welcome. Oh, I need to get this out of the way too. So for people listening on the podcast feed, I am so sorry this is going up late. It's because we had tech issues, and I'm upset because I said that I will upload something on the 20th always and the 25th at the latest, and here we are on the 27th. But it's going up tonight, and well, you guys are going to be hearing this anyway. So I'm sorry about that. No more issues. So we're good. And hello, Dragon Dancer and Tiffany. I don't recognize you, Tiffany, but welcome anyway.
Hello, Tiffany.
Oh, and June. Hello, June. Welcome. So, wow, you guys just showed up out of nowhere. So, for that, you guys get the good welcome. Welcome to Unexplained Possibilities. Okay, so there you guys go. And I suppose I should turn the cams on, shouldn't I? That would be great. Bam! There we are. So, Kayla, how are you today?
I'm good. I've had a wild day, but it's been good. So,
Yeah, wild is an understatement to a degree.
yeah.
Oh, and Tiffany is new here, so thank you
Well, welcome.
for joining us, Tiffany. I hope you like everything, and if you do, hit the thumbs up, and if you don't, well, you could hit the thumbs down. That's cool. Curse somebody out, all good. But anyway, we are talking about paintings, but not just. You guys know what I just did?
What?
I forgot to hit record.
Oh, it's okay. We're in the beginning. Just hit record now.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to. Well, I'll just rip the audio from this and okay. Anyway, we're now recording. So this is a mess show, but no tech issues. So anyway, we're talking about paintings and not just any type of paintings, but we're talking about talismanic paintings. So Kayla, what's the difference between say one of these pictures behind me, like the Crimson Taurus there, or the So Strange Time painting that I have, versus your talismanic paintings?
Painting? Yeah. So, I mean, the main difference is like it's a magical talisman essentially. Like, you know how you have like talismanic objects like jewelry, like items like that?
Mm-hmm.
What basically do is I'll channel spirit and kind of get lost in it. And then I put like the spirit's energy in it basically. And I do so by activating it like with blood in the paint for my personal pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And for people who are purchasing my items, I will put like the sigil of the spirit behind on the canvas and then give them instructions to activate it. And basically what that does is it acts as a magical tool to like empower your workings or as like a ultimate like offering essentially to the spirit of your choice for devotional piece works.
Oh, now is this something anyone can do, or does it require you to meditate and actually communicate with the spirit to get the imagery and the feelings just right?
I mean, I think anybody can do it.
Mhm.
It's just a matter if you're like willing to try to do it, you
Oh,
know?
okay. And June wants to know if he could get one. He needs an
Of course,
army.
of course.
Now, how long does it take you to create an talismanic painting?
It really just depends. I mean, I've done pieces that were like 4 foot by 2 foot in a matter of 2 weeks, and then I've done pieces that have taken me like over a year to do that was the same size.
Oof.
It's just there's no rhyme or reason to it. Sometimes it flows really fast, and sometimes it doesn't, you know?
Mm-hmm. And when it flows, I mean, because you're an artist, you're creative. When it
Yeah.
flows, like, yeah, doesn't it feel good? When you're feeling it, you're able to see everything, the lines, the colors, and just ba 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 ba.
Yeah.
Versus when it's not flowing, you got to do something, but you just get so, for lack of a better word, lazy, and it's like, ugh, I'm not feeling it. Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, no, well, it's funny because like I have so many pieces that I've started and that have just been sitting there for like years. And I feel like it's because it's just not meant to be done yet on the timeline that I'm currently on. Like it's hard to describe it. It's like I know it's done because it feels like it's done, you know?
Hmm. So essentially, what I like to say, it's done when it's done. You can't rush it. And if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. And you just, especially because you're working with a type of spiritual energy and deities, and, you're trying to get this tool just right, you really can't rush it. And if you're not in the zone, you're just not in it. But
Yeah.
you also, every now and then, you do commissions and you have clients, and I assume sometimes it's hard for them to understand that because they're looking at time crunches and it's like, what am I paying you for?
Well, fortunately, I've been pretty lucky with all the clients that I've had. I can't say one bad thing about any of the clients actually. I've been really fortunate with the level of understanding. Um, for example, right, like I got commissioned to do a piece for Saturn. Um, that was just like a normal like 9 by 11 canvas, like the sizes that are behind me. I mean, it's relatively small, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Saturn's not an energy that I really click with, I guess is the most eloquent way to say it. It's a little too chaotic for me. And that piece took me, I want to say like 3 or 4 months, and it traveled to 3 different states with me.
Oh.
So, but all of my clients have just been like really sweet and understanding, like, which I feel like most artists don't get the ability to have. I mean, knock on laptop, right? Let's not jinx myself. Um, but yeah, it's just hard. I'll give them a time frame, but also too, if I recognize I'm falling behind on that, I'm very communicative with them. So that way they know, hey, I'm thinking about you, this and that. I know it needs to be done, but this is where we're at.
Yeah,
So,
well, you know what? The communication probably is what helps because I
yeah,
know, and speaking from my experience, like when I do storytelling or writing, sometimes I just forget to speak. I'm a very quiet person to begin with, which I know hard to believe, people. Me, quiet? Yes. I'm a very quiet person, and I don't like talking to people all the time. And I forget that some folks, they need to hear something, an update, what's happening. And I think you do it the right way so they are understanding.
yeah,
And
for sure.
gotta say hello to a few people. Paranormal Witch, hello. Slim Lewis, welcome. Uh, Simona, I forgot your name for a second. I'm having a mind fart. Simona, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And AKA Morningstar, hello. It's been a minute. Welcome. So thank you guys for showing up, hanging out with us. Really appreciate it. And, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask. And depending on the question, it will get answered. So, what is a piece that you absolutely hated doing? Like your client may have loved it, but you absolutely just Hated the sucker.
The Saturn
The sat.
piece. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that was a rough one. So I the background was so much fun to do because I did it in I have like two styles. I really love fluorescent neon paints that glow underneath the black light.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the background like that, and then originally I was gonna draw like Saturn on it from the black cube of Saturn,
Mm-hmm.
and it just was not working. And so then it was just a whole process. Now, the important thing is that my client was super happy with the piece. So that's all that matters, quite frankly. It's not a bad piece, but I think I don't like it just because of how much of a struggle it was getting through it. You know, it almost felt like a small initiation with Saturn. Like it was very overwhelming, and a bunch of chaotic things happened in my life at that time too. And part of me wonders if it was because I was, channeling the energy of Saturn, which it probably was.
Yeah. June has a question for you, and he wants to know, what does Saturn do?
Saturn, I know his planet is Saturday, and he's like a war god, I think. Quite frankly, I didn't really research him that much.
I
I downloaded the PDF of the Black Cube of Saturn, and I just looked at all the images on there. I know he's used a lot, like with Baneful Magic. So he's just not a spirit I'm very familiar with, and
I
I just know it's a lot of chaos.
I'm not up on my mythology too much, but I want to say that Saturn, it was either Zeus, or Zeus is Jupiter, and Saturn is Kronos. I think it's Kronos, as Saturn
You
is,
know
and
what? I
Zeus is
did write
Jupiter.
that on the painting. So you're probably right. I
Yeah,
took that from there was like a triangle with his magical square.
yeah, and with Saturn, oh, and the doll just said it. Saturn is connected to Chronos and time. So yeah, with Saturn, I believe he has a scythe or something. Like I think he has a connection to the modern day Grim Reaper, because he would reap,
Yeah.
and he sliced off the testicles of Uranus. So yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
Uranus,
I
but
don't know. I will say this much. I did do like a baneful curse with him, and I made like a black cube of Saturn, and part of it was carving his sigil in it, and in the candle at least,
mhm.
and doing it
Oh, I'm
our Saturn.
I'm
You know what
sorry.
I'm talking.
No, no, no. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we have someone in chat who says, Teal Blunt, I'm the one who got the Saturn talisman.
Oh,
Oh no, we lost Kayla. Oh no. Oh no, we lost me. Wow. Teal, you come in and we all of a sudden lose one another. So give me a second, guys. I'm going to try and fix this real quick. So look, the tech issues aren't done. How do you like that? Isn't that annoying? I have no idea why they're happening, and I'm gonna have to do editing. But I think we could fix this real quick. This isn't too problematic. But Till, I'm gonna blame you. You showed up, and all of a sudden, everything just went kapooey. So way to go, Till. Okay, let's see if I can get her back. Uh-oh. Wow, we might be deep into it. That's so weird. I don't know what. Okay, there we go. So I'm back. Kayla's back.
I was sitting there waiting. I was like, no, it went out.
Yeah, but we're back. So it's so weird. I don't know why it happens, but
I don't know. The Saturn energy. That's funny.
yeah, but
Like,
yeah, I'm just gonna blame Teal. Like all of a sudden she comes out and it just go boof. But yeah, so I'm the one who got the Saturn talismanic painting. Very happy with how it turned out. So that's awesome.
I'm happy she was happy because that was such a struggle, that piece. But I felt so accomplished once I got it done. And that's like my favorite part when I get done with the piece is like seeing the client's reaction. She even made like a little Reddit post about it.
Yeah,
It was really
I saw
it
that
really
Reddit
melted my
post.
heart. Yeah.
So that's insane, but also really cool. Man,
Yeah,
that's so funny. So, okay. Well,
I
thank you
know.
for the feedback, Teal. So, and wow, Kayla, you got it. That has to make you feel good, man. Just
That
like, woo.
does really feel good.
Okay. So, what were we saying? Yeah. So Saturn has connection to Kronos or is Kronos, and Kronos has some chaotic energy. I think he ate the Olympians minus Zeus because Rhea
Yeah.
swapped him out with the rock. And yeah, and then well, he's now imprisoned in Tartarus, I think, or something.
Oh, you're freaking again.
Uh-oh. Wow. Okay. So we're back to the mess show. I don't know why. I will try to fix all of this. I know you guys can hear me. So I thought the tech issues were fixed. They are not. Please forgive me. Okay, so Kayla's back. I don't know. All of a sudden, it was working fine before.
I know. I think we're good now,
Yeah,
hopefully.
fingers crossed.
Right? Fingers crossed. Will it stay?
So there we go. I mean, it's better than Monday. Monday was god awful. The sound wasn't even
Oh,
coming through. They were saying so, but yeah, this I can deal with this. I just hope it stays now. So no more messing up,
fingers.
please. All right. Now, what was one of your easier pieces that you were like, okay, this is a breeze. This is awesome. Good to go.
You know, the easiest one, which is the funniest one, was Lucifuge Rofikel. And I think that's the one that you put in the middle. Yeah, that's one you put in the middle of the description. That
Mm,
one was 4 foot by 2 foot.
okay.
And I painted it in like 2 weeks while I was working like 12 to 14-hour days. I don't know how, but it just flowed like flawlessly.
Lucifer. Oh, oops. Nope. I was gonna see if I had the picture for you guys to see, but I do not. I have a lot of other stuff for. Oh, darn it. Did I just accidentally got rid of the background? I have a lot of other stuff that I am doing for projects that you guys can't see yet. Let's see here. Is this the one I want to get rid of?
Hold
Yes, it
on, what
is.
did he'll say? Yeah, well, the death energy makes sense after that little curse that I did.
Yeah, so for those listening on the podcast feed, excuse me, Till, the person that Kayla did the painting for, she says that Saturn is Kronos, but Saturn is also about the death current and working with death energy because, as you said, he's where we get the Grim Reaper from. So awesome. And hello, Melissa. Welcome. I hope you are doing well tonight. So, do you have any influences who got you on this path of talismanic paintings?
Repeat that?
Or did anyone influence you that to come on this path of talismanic paintings?
No, so it was actually really wild how I got into it. I've only been painting for 5 years. I've been doing witchcraft for 6. And I always thought like witchcraft, because it's called like a craft. I
Hmm.
viewed it as like arts and crafts time. Like I know that sounds silly, but I started just out small, like painting sigils on pieces of canvases. And then once I started like learning, about like the blood aspect and other aspects of it, I started taking like diabetic land sets and putting it in the paint when I would paint it. And then one day I was like, you know what? Like, let me make the background pretty. And I started painting the sigils on top of that. And I noticed that once I started placing it on the altar, that like, my like,
Oh, wow. Oh, what is happening? I'm, again, sorry, guys. This is going to be a long, annoying one. I might have to
because what would happen if I do
wait,
experiment?
wait, Kayla. We lost you for a second, but you came back. Thank God.
Oh, I got
Okay,
lost.
so you were saying that you saw that you would put it on the altar, and then what would happen?
Yeah, so like I got into witchcraft like very skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, this isn't real. Like it can't be real, you know? But once I started like giving pieces that I had actually made and I put my blood into, like things started to work and like things started to happen. And I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff is actually real, you know? And so it kind of turned into just like this monster of mine that I love doing, you know, but it all happened like unintentional, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm still like shell shocked at like how this is kind of taken off. It still doesn't feel real, you know?
Yeah.
So
Do you need to get pinched?
yeah, sometimes I do pinch myself. I'm like, is this real? Like, am I
Yeah.
dreaming? Is this like one big matrix? Like, what's going on?
I mean, it's a pretty cool thing to be able to create something like that that, not too many people can, or at the very least, they're just not willing to.
Yeah.
So it's awesome, and it's something you're clearly passionate about, you know, and that's what makes it so special, versus, just some Joe Blow or something. Here you go.
Yeah.
Because I do think, and I can't prove it, but I do think if the person who is creating, whether it's a painting, jewelry, whatever, if they are in love with it, that craft, and they put a little bit of their heart and soul into it, it connects better to whatever you're trying to connect to, because it's an appreciation. It's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
feel this, and it's just something about it, you know
Yeah, it's so peaceful too. You know, and when people do, you know, want these pieces from me, like it's like an honor, you know, because like that's such a compliment as an artist. And on top of that, that's another compliment because it's like I'm trusted with something as sacred as somebody's religious beliefs,
yeah.
you know? So it almost feels like I'm like a what's like a middleman, you know, like for the practitioner and the spirit. Like it's really fun, you know? So
And on Monday, when all the nonsense was happening, you mentioned the first one you did, I think you put your blood in it or on it.
mhm.
Why is that a no-no?
Well, so for personal pieces, yes, all day, right? Because
Hmm.
I'm the one touching that. I know where it's at all times. But like your energy is connected to that. So, like, if it gets into the wrong hands of somebody, like, they can take a Q-tip, take some of that off, and like put it into like baneful workings. And that's like a direct link towards you, you
Mm.
know?
Okay, I can see
So,
why that's a no-no. Yeah.
yeah. And I learned that one the hard way. But
Oh no. Oh, did someone actually do that to you?
I had somebody who kind of showed me a little bit
Of course. Right when we're getting into the juicy stuff, it cuts out. So, Simone, you're saying it's freaking Mercury, right? Mercury shadow? Well, that shadow needs a kick to the balls. So, people on the podcast feed, this is why you should come to the live show so you can see the mess go down and see me get annoyed and going nuts. So, and it's so weird. I was testing this all day earlier. It was fine. Uh-oh. Now we are not connecting at all. Hmm. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry again. I know we're trying to get in the flow of things, and it's just technology being a wiener. Like, and I just have no idea why. Oh my gosh, and so, I just saw how many people are actually watching. Thank you guys for watching. I'm so sorry. Um, I have no idea how to fix this. And you know what's weird? It happened with Bonnie as well when we were doing the yapping at midnight. All of a sudden, it's just boop. I'm thinking it's a ghost at this point. I'm not being serious, but it could be. I don't know. So it's odd. I mean, I know the internet is working. I know it's working fine because I'm still live and going through OBS, but the other softwares and stuff, for some reason, it just doesn't want to do right. Oh, shoot. Okay, hold up. I'm going to try fix real quick. I think I see the problem. Give me a second. This is going to be a nightmare to edit up, by the way. Okay. And so I'm probably going to cut out real quick, which is okay if I do. And let's see. Nope, not yet. Don't worry. Still working on it. Trying to get this. All right. And there we go. How do I do that? You guys should see me. I look like that. You guys know that cat that goes crazy on the keyboard and just going bonkers? That meme? That's exactly what I look like right now. I'm just going bonkers and nuts. Okay. Okay, so I know OBS cut out for a second. That was intentional. And we should be back. We're probably going to be a bit laggy, which is all right at this point. But
Oh.
yes.
Oh,
Okay, there we go. We're back.
perfect.
Whew. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I really do apologize, Kayla. I'm sorry for all the issues. I thought we worked them out, but no. Oh, and there are the frame drops. Those are back.
No, no.
So, but that's okay. We could deal with it. Let's do it.
Let's do this thing.
All right. So, um, yeah, we were talking about blood, it being a no, and you learned that the hard way,
Yeah.
and won't ever do that again.
No.
Now, here's something that I'm curious about. Have you been approached by spirit to do a image of them or for them or something like that?
Yeah, actually, funny enough. So, there is like fur, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I've never had like a spirit like come to me in my dreams and be like, "Hey, Kayla, paint me a painting." But it's like little signs, right? Like I just entered a new relationship that's actually like really really healthy, right? And he works like outside. Well, we were talking and I was like, oh, I should like contact Fur and be like, give him nice weather, like, hey, help a chick out type stuff. Well, so I look up his description and he's like the demonic Cupid.
Hmm.
Like his description is like he breeneth, because they speak all proper. He breeneth like and condones like for him. I'm gonna bring it to my exhibit. But this was like a totally different style for me. I'm trying to like lift it up and
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So I really don't get it. I really don't. This is gonna drive me bonkers. Okay, there we go. Back in. And why is there two of me? There we go. Okay, there we go.
okay.
Yeah,
They're saying
that's
we're lagging like super bad.
yeah, it should be fixed now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna have to make this one super short because I don't know.
That's okay.
I
It's
really and
totally
it's
okay.
just so upsetting. And I mean, boy. And I said this on Monday. I'm saying it again. You guys don't deserve nonsense like this. I want to give you the best I can with limited resources, but still, and it's just not right for you or the audience, and I'm sorry for it. But anyway, so yeah, so Furfur, I think I'm saying that right, in a strange way came to you, and you do some art with them, which actually looks really freaking cool.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
like, what the heck? And he's the Cupid of the demonic world.
I mean, that's like me like nicknaming him, but like,
Mhm.
yeah, basically, I was like, and they say demons are bad. Like, this guy's like all about love, like, So, but that was like another one too. Like, it was just flawless, that whole execution. And that was a totally different style for me, you
Yeah,
know?
but hey, if it works, it works, and that's just really really cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's fun too because it's like I said, they don't like I don't hear like voices in my head or anything like that or how other people like make it out to be like for me it's more so like picking up on like synchronicities and like noticing like seeing something a lot and just being like attuned to what's around me and being like, wait a minute, this is happening too much, and then going through the Goetia and being like, oh snap.
And with the sigils, like, do you actually research the sigils of the various entities, or do you like they sort of just come to you?
Well, so like all the sigils that I use, like have already, I don't know if released is like the right word, but I mean, those have already been created by other people.
Oh,
And
so
those are
they're
like,
established.
yeah, like I don't, that's not one of my specialties, like creating sigils for people, anything like that. That's not something I really partake in. It is something I want to like educate myself on and like learn about. So that might be a future project. But for right now, no.
Now, why is the sigil so important, though?
So the way I describe a sigil is kind of like a telephone number,
Mhm.
to that spirit. It's kind of what allows you to focus on it and like activate like the connection. Like the way that I was taught is you're supposed to stare at it basically until it starts to blur, like your vision, and kind
Oh,
of comes off the page. And by doing so, it helps connect with the energy.
That's interesting. I can't remember who it was. It was either Bonnie or Jack who said something
Yeah.
similar about not necessarily sigils but auras. It was like, yeah, put your hand on a white piece of paper and just
Mhm.
stare at it, and
Yeah.
then kind of go blur or whatever for a minute, and you
Yeah.
should be able to see your aura just slightly. So,
Yes.
so that's
Pretty much
interesting.
kind of the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, and what about your own though? Do you have a personal signature or sigil that you put on your art?
No, so I just scribble my name on there.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's kind of boring, Kayla. I would
Well,
expect more
I
from you.
don't listen. I it's cool because like when I, think of an artist, like I think of a signature.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, simple works, all right? But I
Right.
would just expect you to have something a little bit, more eye popping and like, yeah, look at this. You can see the teeth and the blood dripping from it that turns into my name.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one day, but for now I'm okay with my little slanted horizontal vertical signature.
Okay, that works. And I'm sorry. Um oh, okay. So with your art though, like what's the biggest piece that you've done?
The biggest piece I've done, I want to say, is 4 foot by 3 foot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
That one was really fun. I did almost like a watercolor effect with fluorescence. Um I think that might have been how Van Gogh painted because it was a very similar like effect in
Mhm.
in the way that like the paint like streaked. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Um but then I took Azenauer Mason's Ophidian sigil for Lilith and put it on the middle of it, and that was really fun. I wish that I had sketched the sigil first because I wasn't happy with how the sigil came out. But
Um
that was also the first big piece I did too. So,
yeah, and an artist is never truly happy with their work. They're all you're going to be the first to see the imperfections.
oh, I'm like my own worst critic. I'll be like, "This is crap. Why does anybody like this? It's terrible." And everybody's like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I'm shit. This is terrible."
Yeah, and hello, Jennifer. Welcome. We are experiencing very big technical difficulties, so be prepared for things to go in and out and me saying son of a monkey's uncle a lot
Hey,
fairly soon.
man.
But thank you for stopping by. And no, I have not received a painting from Kayla yet, but it is on the list, so don't you
Yes,
worry.
we
Actually,
have that one thing that I need to work on for you.
so don't worry. It is on the list. It's oh yes, exactly. Exactly. So, I was, so you guys know, I was replying to Jennifer. So she's like, "It's an unexplained possibility stream. Of course, it's going to be tech issues." Like, yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
was woo. Monday was like we were like aliens or something
Yeah.
like.
Ugh. So yeah, it's always yeah. And if Bonnie were here, something would implode. I'm fairly certain of it. So, luckily, she's in Texas doing whatever she's doing at the moment. Actually, she's working, but still. Whew. Um. So I'm just very curious. Like, take us through your entire process on creation. So, let's
Yeah,
say I'm the client. I know you're not taking commissions for right now, but
yeah,
for this make believe, I'm the client. I say, hey, Kayla, I feel like I'm connecting with Belial. I feel like his essence and energy is around me, and I want to have something that I can perhaps channel him through or see him.
yeah.
Can you make me something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'll do here, it's like one of two things. I either like see it in my head and I have it planned, or I don't, right? So if I don't have it planned, And this is for both ways. Like the first thing I'll do is I'll burn incense for the spirit. I love that Jen's actually in here because I mean, now this is not what she sells. I used a rebottle for something else. But like I use her Spitfire stuff and I'll put it in like a cauldron and burn it. And then I'll take a candle and carve the sigil in it and then burn incense for the spirit.
Ooh.
Um, and contingent on what I'm painting, if it's like an abstract background or like that darker style, I just go into it like without any thought and do the background first. And once I do that, I start to kind of see like what the picture can turn into. Like for example here, right? Like this was the most recent Belial piece that I did. Um, I just did the background first, and I'll take like acrylics and water it down and drag it down the canvas with paper. This one I freehand painted and discovered that acetone is my best friend with paint. It actually erases mistakes.
Ooh.
And then I did the circle of Thoth with like the triangle in it, and then a sigil right there.
That's
So
really cool. So this is gonna sound so stupid, but I don't know why, but I got Michael Jackson feelings from that. It feels like he's just ready to go hee hee and do some moonwalking. I don't know why. That's just me,
mhm.
but that's what it. It's just like But I like that. That's a really cool one, and it reminds me of cave paintings actually, like with the
Yeah.
coloring and how it is. So that's really cool.
Well, it's funny because like with this specific piece, like that's how like I would see Belial, like kind of like in shadow form with like the little armored stuff going on his shoulders. And then I went through some personal things and I had a ritual chair for him and I had a dream, but I saw him in human form. And it was really wild because he gave me like this look of approval. Like I had finally learned like the lessons that he was trying to teach me. And like Belial in human form to me, like believe it or not, like he was like this like buff, like bald white man.
No.
I would have never like expected that to be like what he looks like in human form. And it was very eerie because I had seen him it, before I got into witchcraft. There's this thing called they're making the new Joker movie out of it, like Fulux Do or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think pretty much everybody in the occult community knows, like, I used to have an issue with substances, right?
Yeah.
So, like, long story short, like, this is what got me clean. And the person that I was doing those things with, we were both in psychosis and we both saw him and he was talking to us. I mean, it made no sense. He was talking about guineas, which we called guineas, which were like wife beaters, and gay, which we refer to as Gatorade. But it took me, I think that happened in 2013.
Ooh.
And I didn't get into witchcraft until 2018. And I didn't put the two together until like 2 years ago.
Wow. What the
Yeah,
heck?
it was very eerie. But when people have like the same shared can't say this word, hallucination or like whatever you call it,
Yeah.
like where you're seeing things that aren't there. That's very rare, and there's like a psychological term for it, the fola do or however you say it.
Yeah. So seeing the same hallucinations. That's
Yeah, there we go. I
yeah.
can't speak half the time, so
Yay.
yeah.
I can. It's a word I can finally say. Unlike, oh gosh, I can't think of that word now. Where I sound like a 2-year-old every time I try to say it. But empowering. I can't say it.
Empowering.
Empowering. I can't say that word. At first,
Yeah,
I struggled saying obstacle course, but now I jump to empowering. Why do I sound like a 2-year-old?
I
Oh,
don't know.
it's very empowering. Anyway, But yeah, that's pretty crazy, but also cool. You know, it's just like, what the heck? What are the chances? And
Yeah.
June has a question. Actually, that's a very interesting question. And perhaps you can answer it. If you can't, that's okay. But he says that he was wondering who or how he would know. Wait, I was wondering who or how would I know I connect to something. There we go.
I mean, that's a tough one to answer. So, like, for me, like with Belial, like, I did not choose to, like, reach out to him, right? Like, the person who originally, like, helped me in the beginning was like, you're going to do this, 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 and that. And I'm like, okay, not knowing, like, how, like, powerful, like, these specific spirits were. Um, and I'm grateful I did, but I think that's more so of like a personal journey. Like if you're drawn to something, like test it out, and I also think too, like roughing it out through like the tough patches, listening and changing things really helps in regards to like your connection. Um, Originally, I started out just like asking for monetary things, but I've switched it basically to just purely devotional. And I've found that like I don't even really have to do anything, and like everything's kind of taken care of for me. It's really wild. Like if people screw me over, bad things happen to them. I've been going through like a rough patch with my career, and like that's finally starting to turn around for me. But even then, like I was always okay. Like, I was never in a situation to where like I couldn't pay my rent or like I was in a bad financial situation. So,
So sometimes you don't choose the thug life chooses you.
yes, gang, gang. No,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
No, I think you put it the best way you could because, you know, sometimes you don't go out. They might take an interest in you and you may see things, you may not. It's different for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, like you were saying that you kind of see little signs here or there. You may not hear a voice or see a flash in your head, but it's
Yeah.
something enough that stands out where you notice. So, June, I guess the best thing you can do is be open to what's open to you and just pay attention to some of the little things that stick out. And I do mean little things because it's never, unless they really want your attention, but it's never usually anything too crazy big and noticeable. It's the small things that lead into something big. And you also, I would say, you also have to be mentally ready for it yourself. You know, like a lot of times folks say, yeah, I want this experience, I want that experience, and connect with this, that, this, and they're not mentally ready for that, and they end up banging their head against the wall. So,
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing that I've learned through spirits is like if you're not willing to like take the guidance and advice and like do the work that's required of what you're asking for, it's gonna offend them and they're just not going to do anything. If anything, it might have some backlash on you, you know?
yeah.
Um, the other thing June could do too, this is something I did in the beginning, is like bibliomancy and divination. I'm not sure like what type of spirits like she wants to work with or whatever, but there's like a lot of books on demons and there's a lot of like demonic tarot decks. So even just taking like a demon dictionary or just like opening up a random page of the Goetia or shuffling like a spirit deck and just seeing which one flies out is a good way to experiment as well.
Yeah. So, a couple of different things. And hello, Josue. Welcome. And boy, you got a compliment. He says you are
Oh,
so pretty.
thank you.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
So, I never get compliments like that. No, I take it back. Doll gave me a compliment. She said my inability to say empowering is cute. So I will take that. Um, Now, that's interesting you mentioned divination, uh,
Mhm.
because, sometimes people do it to just get answers and see whatever they want to see. So, how does that actually help you with your art?
So, okay, so for example, this piece right here, right? I gotta grab the card because how you say empowerment is how I'm gonna say the spirit's name. Um, so this piece I started painting 3 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, and I just did the background, but it wasn't flowing, right?
Hmm.
And I didn't know who it was supposed to go to. I just was really flowing with it and I liked it. So I shuffled my Goetia deck, um, and this guy came out. And so his name is D Car jeez, D Carbara, if I'm saying that. I know I'm not saying that right. Um, but it was really interesting because I want to say this was also like a tarot deck, so I'm not sure exactly if the description is relevant to this spirit, but it had stuff to do with like professional like winning. And what I was going through at the time at my last job, like I did win professionally. So
Wow.
um I dedicated this piece to him, and like I don't know if like I'll actually reach out, but I also think it's important to paint like the spirits that are lesser known
Hmm.
and like get the word out of them, because who's to say that that spirit can't help somebody in the sense that like my spirits have helped me.
Yeah.
Like I really wouldn't be alive right now if I didn't get into this the way I did,
Yeah.
because nothing else got me back on track except for this.
Okay. So, a couple of things real quick. The first is, can you put the painting back up for us real quick?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a
I
little shiny,
No,
but
it's okay. I love the freaking colors. Those are amazing.
thank
Like,
you.
it's beautiful. Great colors. And I don't know why, but that middle part where it kind of curves out a little bit, and that's probably my pervy butt, it reminds me of a woman. Not sure
Yeah,
why.
that's no, it's not pervy because that's what I thought too, right? Like it's got the little booty right there,
Okay.
and then it curves up even in the front, like a little bit of a chest there.
Okay. So, all right. So, I'm
But it
not too
wasn't
crazy.
intentional; it just happened.
Okay. Yeah. So that's to me that's interesting. And Jennifer, uh, she's dropping some knowledge for us, and she says the name is pronounced Decabria, Decabria, or Decabria.
Decabria, Decabria. Yeah, I don't know. She's probably right. The glossy
Yeah.
finish I use is Liquitex. Um, do I have it down here? Hold on. Yes, I'm a total artist. All of my stuff is right next to my bed.
All good.
Yeah, so I use Liquitex high gloss varnish, and this is the best stuff in the world. I love it. So,
And what type of paint do you use, or you just go with whatever hits you at the time? You don't have a specific type.
so I do acrylic.
Yeah.
I don't use oil. I just never bought oil. I guess it's easier to paint with oil because it dries slower. But I kind of really enjoy the challenge of blending the acrylics, especially once it dries, because it's really hard, but it's fun.
Okay. Now, is that what Bob Ross used? Did he use acrylic?
I think he used oil.
Oil. Okay.
I think. I'm not sure. I know most painters use oil. Like acrylic isn't as common as oil is. Um, but it's funny you bring him up because when I like make a mistake, I'm like, instead of like a happy mistake, I'm like, oh, I made an evil mistake. You
Going
know?
opposite there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So,
I made a little naughty mistake. That's okay.
yeah, you know.
Look at this naughty mistake. So bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, and Jennifer was saying that Oh, I don't use that type of language, Jennifer, but oils are a giant pain in the rear, and she hasn't used them since she graduated art school. You went to art school? Oh, shoot.
Yeah, she's like legit. She went to art school. I wanted to go to art school, but they're crazy with how expensive they want.
Yeah.
Like, mm-mm.
Nima goes to art school, or she did, or something. I don't know. She's doing something with art and fashion. I
Yeah.
don't know. She's a hipster. She, that's how that's how I feel, and she knows. I call her a hipster. So, um, uh-oh. Did we lose you? No, you blinked. Okay, got scared
Oh,
for a second.
sorry. I was saying bye to Paranormal
Oh,
Witch.
bye, paranormal witch.
I was looking down. My bad.
Okay, whew. It gave me a heart
I'm,
attack, darn it.
I'm still here. I promise.
So, here's a little fun fact that you guys don't know about me. So, when I finished high school, I was about 15 years old when I finished high school, and I wanted to go into film. And I was about two steps away from entering into film school. It was in San Francisco. I can't remember the name of the street, but the only reason why I didn't do it, well, number one, the cost, but the biggest reason was the part of San Francisco was in, you would probably get shot getting out of the car. But yeah, I at one point wanted to make movies, and that's where my love and passion was at. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. I'm sorry. I know this is random, but
Uh-huh.
dude, I swear to God, I saw someone behind you.
Oh, really?
I swear.
Probably. I don't know. There's like some weird stuff going on right now. I keep going back to this spot that I used to practice at that I haven't been at in years, and I've been going like late at night. And I keep like seeing this like shadow figure that's like 7, 8 foot tall. Like it's a little wild, but
Yeah,
it,
that just got me. Like I'm pretty sure I saw something, and I'm going to have to replay this back, but
like
I'm pretty sure I saw something.
that would be so cool if we got that on camera.
Um, it would be the third thing I think we've ever captured, like live. The first was when I was speaking with the then Ectovision Paranormal. We actually caught like an EVP where everyone reacted, like, "Oh, excuse
Yeah.
me, what'd you say?" Or was that you? Like, it's like I didn't say anything. That was crazy. The second thing was a light flying over Bonnie's head when we were talking about her appearance at the, I don't know, the haunted house or some place in Texas with live sci-fi.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And this would be the third thing if so, cuz I swear I saw someone behind you.
Yeah.
Like,
You probably did. I don't know. I have a couple of them that are like bugging me, but that's my thing. I can't hear spirit. Like I can count on the number of my hands, um, how many times I have, and there's a few of them right now. But yeah. So sometimes I can get a little frustrated with me because I'm not understanding what they want me to do.
mhm.
Um, but yeah.
I
So
mean, what can you do? It's like, hey, you guys just got to deal with it.
yeah. Well, there's one that has something like very like violent attached to it, and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like I've had like lucid dreams where like this thing like it flips its legs over its shoulders
Oh,
and like super crawl speeds at me, and every time that it's happened I've had to like call upon Pazuzu and he like stops it. But
see, that's some exorcist stuff right there. I don't like that.
yeah, it's really wild. There's very few times where I'm legitimately scared. And when those dreams happen, like I'm legitimately scared. But I'm determined, like I have friends that could get rid of it. It's just, I feel like if you can see like spirit, like it's kind of a gift,
Mhm.
and I'm just going to deal with it because I know my spirits have my back and I'll figure it out eventually.
Well, you are better than me because I would have said, heck no.
Yeah.
Jennifer, she says, Kayla, you might be hearing spirits, but not in an obvious way. They will speak to you in whichever way is the easiest for you.
And you know what? That makes sense because that kind of circles back to how when you were asking, like, how do you know if spirit wants like an image?
Mhm.
It's because for me, like imagery and like repeat things, seeing them over and over again is what makes me pay attention,
Yeah.
you
And
know?
yeah, so I wonder how it would work out for me then. I got to be very loud. Actually, I did hear Pearl one time, but
Did you?
well, that's how she got her name, and I I just heard her scream like as loud as can be, Pearl. That was the only time it was like, oh, okay, well, I guess that means something. So I guess they have to shout very loud with me because I'm just oblivious.
Well, and I saw Pearl. Remember, I
Yep.
described her to a T to you. So
Yeah, you are one of three who have seen
yeah,
her. Like, and I don't know if Simone is still in here, but I did a little. I know we're going off topic, guys. I know, but I did a little, not little, but did a channeling with Simona, and Simona was able to see a good chunk of Pearl. I think she said it was like just the top part here, and
yeah.
she was in on rocks, but in an endless sea. And
Ooh.
and I think Pearl was like kind of bluish greenish or something like that. It was a very unique color, and she was like, "Well, you're not human." That was like, I don't know what you are, but okay. So that was pretty cool with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jennifer is saying, yeah, sometimes they flash visual information like that, or you get a deep sense of knowing or an answer to something unexpected. I would like them to give me the lotto numbers. That's unexpected, so that would be nice. Like, isn't it one of them's 800 million
Well, it's always either like super rich people who win it or like really old people.
or hillbillies?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys can hear the disappointment in my voice. Freaking hillbillies, but yeah, it's so weird. But anyway, that's oh, I wish. Hey, don't you mess up. Stop it. Wow. Okay. We got screen flickering here. I'm going to try and fix this. Wow.
It's a Melbourne strobe light party.
Oh my gosh.
What is going on? Holy cow.
I made something mad.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. So I'm trying to fix this real quick, but Kayla, you keep yapping. Oh my gosh. It does
Okay.
not want to get fixed. What did I do? So, what are you currently working on?
I am currently working on a lot of things. My publisher is coming out with a book called Blasphemy. That's already done, which is good. Um, can they hear us? Because you're gone.
Yeah, they can hear you. They can hear you. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're gone. Um, I always butcher this name too. Oh my god. Venetia Publishing.
Hmm.
It's by Diane Narroway. She's coming out with a book called Blasphemy soon. And I gave her the Witches Sabbat piece for the front cover of it. I have another really exciting project in the works, which I can't really speak about yet. And really the main thing right now is getting a lot of pieces done for my exhibit in September in England. It's called Pandemonium. There's going to be a ton of speakers there. David Beth from Theon Publishing. Peter Gray is actually going to be there from Scarlet Imprint.
Ooh.
Um, oh God, Umberto and Veronica. What's her last name? I can't remember. Shea Belay will be there. There's going to be a lot of really good people there. Madeline Dispenser. Diane Narroway is going to be speaking, obviously. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be really cool. I have to put together a lecture, which I'm nervous about because I'm not very good at public speaking, but I will try. So
Well,
that's what I'm doing
I
right
think you're doing an excellent job with the public speaking and everything. So, you know, and yeah, it looks like my cam is just dead. So, hey, I'm going to need a new camera now. What is happening? Is this all seriously part of this Mercury retrograde nonsense?
now. No, I don't know. Is it Mercury retrograde?
Or Mercury shadow, whatever it is, boy, it's bending me over. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, you guys are gonna have to deal with me like this for right now. Hey, but you know what? At least we didn't cut out and have to wait and go back and all of that. So
Yeah, and be like all echoey and stuff. So that's good.
now, how did you get involved with all of these people? How did that happen for you?
So it was actually pretty cool. I got to publish Friedrich Nietzsche in the Left Hand Path. Um, Basically, like by cornering the author into a corner and saying, no, I'm doing all the pieces. So I got to start a new style by doing that. And then I ended up going out to Europe, um, and I went to occult culture, and I got to network with a lot of people out there. Um, I met Diane Naraway, and I love her. She's such a doll, and um, yeah, I really love my publishers. Like I get along very well with all of them, and it was really just like a bunch of networking and making friends, you know. So I'm really grateful for it. It's still so crazy to me because like Atramentus Press like is honestly one of my favorite occult book publishers. And if you had told me like 6 years ago that my art would be in those books, I would have asked you what drugs you were on. You know, now like my art sold on their website, and it's just like such an honor because everybody who's a part of that family is just so incredibly talented and just really good, genuine people, which is very difficult to find in the occult community. So it really is like a family, and I'm just very grateful for it.
Yeah, and those links, they're in the description as well. If anyone wants to check out Kayla's art and or you just want to say, "Hey, your stuff is awesome," or whatever, in the description. So give her some
Yeah.
love, darn it. Uh Now, this is a weird one, but and this is just for my own personal curiosity, but have you ever thought about teaching people how to express themselves through art, how they can personally connect to, well, maybe not a goetic demon, but
Yeah.
whatever it is that they feel is around them, like I don't know, they're one of their spirit guides or an
Yeah.
alien or something. Have you ever thought about that?
You know, I've never really thought about it, but it's funny that you bring it up because like one of my goals is to like kind of like live off grid, you know? And like right now, no, because all I do all day is talk to people for work. So it's like if I, you know, when I'm not working, I really just don't want to do anything, you know?
Yeah.
But maybe like one day in the future, yeah, like that would be like a cool way to like connect with people. Um, yeah, maybe one day. That's a good question. I've never really thought about that.
Yeah, I just think it would be fun. I think you would be a good teacher and just fun and not like some of those
Yeah.
crabs that are just what are you doing? You messed this up.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, but that's the beautiful thing about art and witchcraft. I mean, there's really no wrong or right way to do it. Like all you need are the tools of, you know, basic things. And if that works for you and you feel like you're connecting, like then you're doing it right, quite
Yeah.
frankly. You know?
Now, I I don't think I've ever asked this question before to anyone. Oh no, I take it back. I have, but I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. You knowing me as long as you have now,
Hmm.
and what I like, what I dislike, what I will do, what I certainly won't do,
Yeah.
and my personality, who or what do you think I would connect with best? And describe the image you would paint for that, the talismanic painting you would do.
Ooh, dang, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that's our closer. So,
I mean, honestly, I don't know all of the goetic spirits because, like, there's a lot of them.
there's too
But
many
for
of
some odd reason, the one that's coming to my mind is Buer. And the only thing I really know about him is he doesn't condone drinking. So you know what? Now you've got me curious.
them.
Let me see something. Let's
Oh,
see what his
snap.
description is. Let's see. Buer, goetic.
Live and in the moment, we're looking into things.
Okay, let's see what he is. All right. Oh, this is funny. Okay, so he's a president of hell, having 50 legions of demons under his command. He appears when the sun is in Sagittarius, like Chiron, the chief centaur of Greek mythology. He teaches natural and moral philosophy. That's you. Logic and qualities, and uses all herbs and plants, and is also capable of healing all infirmities, especially of humans, and bestows good familiars.
Oh, well, holy cow.
I would say that would be it.
Okay.
But there's also 72 of them. So,
Yeah, there's a lot. But that's interesting, though. And hey, look, the camera came back, even though it's super dark and not supposed to be. But whatever. Like I said, it looks like I'm going to need a new camera. So I'm
Yeah.
going to have to do a fundraiser stream for that.
Yeah, we need to get Melvin a new camera, guys.
But that is interesting, though. I mean, it came to, and it's something there. So okay, now describe the image that you would do.
I think I would do like you like my abstract style. I would do that, but I think I would do it like with like a softer color palette.
Mm.
Like I don't know why. Like okay, so like this is gonna be a weird description. Did you ever go to like the orthodontist or like the dentist as a kid?
Mm-hmm.
You remember like those abstract like paintings that they had, and it was like the browns and like little hints of like blue, and it was kind of like mauve colored,
Yes, I recall
sandy-ish.
that.
I would do like that color scheme, but like with like little pops of like blue and maybe some red in it.
Always has to have red.
Yeah.
That's a must for me.
I feel like this is something I have to paint for you now. And I need pieces for my exhibit, so.
Oops. Or maybe not oops. And Jennifer, she's saying that she's been doing a Goetia Path working series based on S. Connellis' 76-week Goetia book workbook, and she's becoming highly skilled at demonic arts and crafts. You guys need to do a collaboration.
We do. I love Jen. So that would be really fun, actually.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Sometime I don't know how it will work though, but it would be awesome seeing a collaboration between you two and what you can
Yeah.
come up with. Like maybe some, yeah, I don't know. You two would have to talk. I don't know how that would work.
Maybe I'll design her little maybe we need to do like a rehaul on the labels. I'll design the labels for her bottles.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe we got something brewing in the future here.
Right.
But you know what? I think this is where we will call it, especially since things are semi-working.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kayla, thank you so much for coming back and dealing with the tech issues. I really appreciate it. You're freaking
Thank you for
awesome.
having me.
And oh, real quick, I have to say, Jennifer's like, you do realize that I have about 350 different products.
Well, that's a lot, and we'll figure something out.
Yeah. But
Right? Those words may be.
yeah. But so like let people know where they can find you, your art. I know you're not taking commissions, but hopefully in the future when you're less busy, like let them all know that stuff.
Well, so actually, I figured out the loophole to taking commissions, actually, because it's really weird how all this has been working out. I'm starting to do album covers now, too.
Oh,
Um, but I am open to commissions under the contingency that you guys are okay with me taking it to Europe with me in September and then shipping it out to you when I get back to the States. So it's a little bit of a wait, uh, but I'm open to doing them if I can take them to Europe. Um, you can find me on Instagram at Kayla underscore Mavrakis at art underscore art. Yeah, I can't speak. Facebook underneath my name, Kayla Mavrakis. I am on Atramentus Press's website. I also just got added to the occultlibrary.org, which was pretty cool. And then I'm working on getting a website started. I've got somebody working on that for me now. So I think that's everything.
all
I
right.
think.
And all those links, like I said before, can be found in the description below. Go to them, show Kayla some love, hit her up on Instagram, and show her more love, but don't be creepy about it. You know, there's a lot
Like
of
and share my art. That helps me the most.
yeah,
So,
do that. I'm not good at selling stuff, but yes, like her art and like the stream, even
yes.
though it was
And
filled with
subscribe to Unexplained Possibilities. And also, too, I just have to say, because I love saying her name, Ziggy's here. Ziggy,
yeah.
Ziggy!
And hello, Ziggy. Yeah, it's okay that you're late. Trust me. It was one of those, but that's fine. But thank you for coming anyway. I appreciate it. And let's see what's coming up for Unexplained. Well, I think I am now out of my little not really wanting to do anything mood, and I know I said this before, but I will get back to making smaller little vids because I do have them there. I just haven't put them up. And April 5th is the next show. And this is going to be a special one because two of my friends are coming on and they are joining us live from the UK. So that show is going to be at 3 p.m. PST. And they went to their very first ghost hunt. So we're
Ooh.
going to be talking about that. So from Voodoo Vegas, the rock band, yes, Voodoo Vegas, Lawrence and Merrill. So
That's
April
awesome.
5th, 3 p.m. PST live. That's going to be fun. Hopefully the bugs are worked out. Uh, so Kayla, thank you again for joining. Everyone in chat, thank you for hanging out. People on the podcast feed, thank you for being patient with me. And if you want to check out some of the other fun stuff, be sure to swing by the YouTube page because it's more than just the podcast here. So quite a few things. So with that said, remember guys, there are things that go bump in the night. Go ahead and tell them hi. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.